Today we are looking at 5 more of the absolute best LEGO Resemblances. These minifigures do a fantastic job of capturing both the look and personality of the original characters they are representing, giving fans some of the best minifigures of all time. I'd also like to say thank you to my viewers, as some of the entries have come straight from all of your suggestions, so if you have more ideas, be sure to list them down in the comments, as they do make a difference. To start out our list, we have the one and only Captain Jack Sparrow. This minifigure is incredibly iconic and immediately recognizable to anyone familiar with any of the pirate films, and at this point, even to those who haven't seen them. He made his first appearance as a minifigure in 2011 as LEGO released the first wave of sets alongside Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides. There have been 8 different versions of the character over the years, and for the best resemblance, it really just comes down to your personal preference for outfit and whether you like him more with his dark red bandana and beads or his captain's tricorn. All of the facial expressions are similar, but spot on for nailing the look of Jack Sparrow. The face features his signature mustache and goatee, along with some lines to accentuate the look of his sunken cheeks. His eyes even have some dark gray printing to represent the character's eyeshadow. The mold for Jack's dreadlocks and red bandana are perfect as well in how accurate it is to the on-screen version. I'm so glad LEGO didn't try to use a pre-existing piece, like the old pirate bandana, as it would have completely ruined the greatness of this minifigure. The tricorn is equally as accurate, and I appreciate how the hat is molded alongside Jack's dreadlocks rather than once again just using one of the existing LEGO tricorns. A hair hat combo mold is something that is still fairly rare today for a lot of minifigures. For example, Jurassic Park's Alan Grant has still never gotten one, and has been relegated to using an existing LEGO hat piece that makes him look like he doesn't have any hair. I'm so glad that LEGO didn't skimp out and do this with Captain Jack Sparrow's minifigure. I also love how well the face captures his expressions. The smirk does a great job of capturing Jack Sparrow's confidence that he's so famous for, constantly referring to himself as Captain Jack Sparrow. But on the flip side, his panic face does an even better job of showing the manic energy that Johnny Depp brings to the character whenever he finds himself in trouble. To top it off, the Jack Sparrow minifigure came with a slew of different torso prints that were all great as well, and they also have leg printing. With all that being said, I do have one critique for the minifigure. The skin tone is not accurate. When comparing pictures, it's easy to see that the traditional LEGO flesh color just isn't dark enough for Jack Sparrow. If LEGO ever brings this minifigure back, I really think they need to pick a darker shade like the nougat color used for Aladdin and Kanan Jarrus, or even the medium nougat color used for Jim and Barbara Gordon from the LEGO Batman movie, which I think would be the most accurate. If the skin tone were just darker, I think this minifigure would be an absolute 10 out of 10 resemblance with no flaws. Next up on our list, we have a combo entry with both Count Dooku and Saruman, and if you didn't know already, both of these characters were portrayed by the legendary Christopher Lee, and so unsurprisingly, they share a ton of the same facial characteristics, as neither has any kind of extreme makeup or anything making them unrecognizable, and the movies were only separated by a few years. Additionally, the characters share a ton of the same personality traits, as they're both evil wizards who are second in command to a much darker and dangerous enemy. They are both extremely learned and stubborn, leading them both to separate from their established orders in an effort to gain more power, with Dooku leaving the Jedi and Saruman separating from Gandalf and the other wizards. Actually, now that I'm starting to think about it, the two villains share a ton of similarities that I never realized before making this video. With all this in mind, LEGO naturally used the same face print for both characters released in 2013, and I'm glad they did because it looks perfect for both. Count Dooku came in the set Battle on Geonosis, featuring the famous duel between him and Yoda, and Saruman came in the Wizard Battle set, featuring his showdown with Gandalf the Grey. And so I guess the similarities here just are the gifts that keep on giving, huh? As far as the resemblance goes, the face is two-sided, with one neutral expression and one angry expression. And I love how the angry face captures some of the proud arrogance that both Saruman and Dooku have, especially in the look of the eyes and brows. The thick gray and black eyebrows are really accurate too, and they do a good job of showing expressiveness on the Saruman version that has that long beard and hairpiece that covers up quite a bit of the face. The beard also has a good mix of whites and grays and blacks, and the face has a nice mix of wrinkles and age markings. That beard hair combo piece was also specifically molded for Saruman and would go on to be used for Gandalf the White, albeit without the gray printing in the front that Saruman has. In the Wizard Battle, Saruman just came with an exclusive torso print, but if you were lucky enough to pick up the $200 Tower of Orthanc, he came with an exclusive robe piece with printing for his legs as well. For Dooku, he came with exclusive torso printing, but plain black legs. For a bonus fact, I love how out of all the Jedi, Dooku is one of only a very few to get his own uniquely molded exclusive lightsaber hilt mold from LEGO, as his lightsaber has a signature curve that goes along with his fighting in a refined, fencing-like style. Before the next entry, if you're liking the video so far, please subscribe as I'm constantly working on new LEGO top 5s to share with all of you. Next up, we have Eye Moody from the Harry Potter series. Similar to Count Dooku, this minifigure is a 2-for-1 special as it comes with two incredible resemblances, that of Eye and also Barty Crouch Jr. This is because in the films, Barty Crouch Jr. kidnapped and subdued the professor and then used a potion to transform into him and steal his position as professor at Hogwarts in the Goblet of Fire. The face for Eye is spot on with all of its wrinkles and scars, and this expression does a great job of capturing the character's gruff personality. The goofy strap-on eye is perfect as well. Eye was also given a hairpiece molded exclusively for him in that tan color. On the flip side, the Barty Crouch Jr. face does a fantastic job of showing just how much of a lunatic he really is, with LEGO even printing the character's tongue sticking out, a reference to the creepy tick that the character has in the movie. The stubble also adds to the character looking unkempt. Getting an exclusive hairpiece for Barty Crouch Jr. would have been more accurate, but the Jang hair in reddish brown is good enough. Both the torso and legs are exclusive prints and have a lot of fine details such as straps and buckles and zippers. To top it off, one leg is dual molded in light bluish gray to resemble Eye's mechanical leg. For a bonus fact, Eye Moody's hair has only ever been made in two colors: tan, which is exclusive to Eye, and reddish brown, which has never appeared in any set or on any minifigure. Instead, the reddish brown hairpiece was only ever released as an exclusive part in the Build a Minifigure bins that can only be found in LEGO stores and Legoland, making the piece difficult to obtain for a lot of people. For the very first molded head to ever make it on one of these lists, I'm going with Squidward from SpongeBob SquarePants. This uniquely molded headpiece is one of the most accurate LEGO has ever produced. It was available in two sets: Good Neighbors at Bikini Bottom in 2009 and Bikini Bottom Undersea Party in 2012. What makes this minifigure even better is how much of an upgrade it is from its predecessor. The original Squidward minifigure used a regular LEGO headpiece and it did not work at all. That minifigure will probably end up on one of my worst LEGO Resemblances videos. Not only did LEGO mold the round top of Squidward's head, but the protruding mouth and nose as well, giving fans, at least in my opinion, the best minifigure of the entire LEGO SpongeBob theme, beating out even SpongeBob himself, as that minifigure's nose is only printed. As I've mentioned before, it's essential for a minifigure's resemblance to capture both the look and personality of a minifigure, and I can't imagine how this Squidward could do any better at capturing his tired, apathetic, and annoyed personality. And if you look closely, you can even see the midlife crisis forming just behind his eyelids. The torso print is nothing special, as it's just a print for his shirt, and his legs are plain sand green, but I'm okay with that as it's a pretty rare color for legs, especially for back in 2009. To summarize, LEGO did a fantastic job of recreating SpongeBob's crotchety neighbor. For a bonus, if LEGO were to ever bring back the minifigure, here are a couple ways I think it could be improved. First, I think the light aqua or bright light blue color could be just a bit more accurate, as the sand green is too dark when compared to the original animation. However, I don't know if there's a perfect color in the LEGO palette for Squidward. Additionally, I'd like to see him with some short sleeves for his shirt, and if LEGO really wanted to go all out, they could even give him a new mold for his legs like they've done with some other squid-like minifigures over the years. For our final entry, we have a minifigure that just debuted this week, Dwight Schrute. He will be released for the LEGO Ideas set for The Office that will be releasing on October 1st. And before moving on, let's just take a moment to appreciate the fact that LEGO is releasing a set for $120 that includes 15 minifigures. That is unheard of, and I'm stoked that LEGO went all out on the figures, rather than just picking out 4 or 5 to include. But back to Dwight. This minifigure is an immediate standout among the slew of characters in the set, and is easily one of the most recognizable. For his hair, LEGO is using Ned Leeds from Spider-Man, which is a perfect fit. To finish it, he also has printed sideburns on his head. He's equipped with his wide-rimmed glasses and 2 expressions. His smirk is a perfect mix of smug, arrogant, and condescending, and his annoyed expression captures how irritated he often gets at Jim and others around the office. His torso and leg prints aren't special, as they are just ordinary clothing, but then again, that's rather fitting for Dwight's practical fashion sense, if you can call it that. Overall, he's a great minifigure, and I'm glad that LEGO has finally chosen to bring him and the rest of the characters into an official LEGO set. And that's going to be our video for today. Let me know which of these minifigures you think is the best, and if you disagree with any of these, then let me know why. Your suggestions always help out, so let me know if you can think of any others that belong on lists like this. And until next time, see you later.